Hi, grant writing peeps. We're back. This is kind of a continuation of the previous conversation. One of the things that's important when you're dealing with private foundations is that you want to ask for the amount that is appropriate to that foundation. Now, I mentioned this previously, but I want to go into a little bit more detail. An example, a real-life example. There is a foundation in Corpus Christi called the Corpus Bend Community Foundation, and it gives generally around $100,000 away annually. And pretty soon, I think May 1st, they're going to release a call for proposals. And they're going to say the Coastal Bend Community Foundation is going to give $100,000 in grants. And then it's going to talk about the application process and how to apply. Well, somebody is going to read that grant and they're going to say, and they need $100,000, so they're going to apply to that foundation and ask for the whole $100,000. And whoever runs the grant program there over at the CPCBF is going to open that grant, going to see that they're asking for $100,000, and chances are that grant's going to go into the no pile right away. They'll get a very nice letter saying, sorry, we can't fund you, but that's a no. Why is it a no? Well, the philosophy, at least recently, of the Coastal Bend Community Foundation has been to try to maximize resources and to effect the most change by giving small amounts to a large number of agencies. So what is likely going to happen, and I don't have a crystal ball, but what has been happening in the past is the usual practice, is that the CBCF is going to identify grants in the $5,000 range, and they're going to give 20 grants of approximately $5,000 to about 20 different programs or agencies in the community. It's a good way to get a lot of bang, a lot of impact for the resources that they've got. So then the question becomes, how do I know that? How do I know how much a foundation usually gives? Well, this is what this is about. So I'm going to go back to where we were before, and remember we were on the foundation directory, and I emailed myself some records, and in this case it was from the Live the Call Shima Foundation, and I have this information here, and then also from the Gardner and Joan Heydrich Foundation as well. So I want to find out what's the usual amount of dollars that this foundation usually gives. So there is an organization called Guidestar. Guidestar, all one word, .org. And it basically gives you information on nonprofit agencies. You can pay for it, but this service, unlike the foundation directory, there's a free component to it. So I've already signed up. All I needed was a personal email address and to set up a password. So I'm going to use my personal email address, which you now have, and can harass me later or something like that. I'm going to sign in. And so then I'm going to look for Live the Call Shima. And it's going to say, Live the Call. Let me get rid of this mess. So notice, it comes up, Live the Call Shima, San Antonio, Texas. So it's a real foundation. I didn't think they were lying, but then I call up and I get some information. It started in the year 2000. It has some financials. It has, so it basically talks about it a little bit. But the real reason I had you look at this is there is their EIN if you need it, but the 990. Now, I think I've mentioned previously that, like us, we have to do our taxes every year. Foundations have to do their taxes every year. They get donations, they get income from investments, and they give money away. So to remain a certified, in good standing nonprofit agency with the federal government, they file their taxes every year. And the 990 form is basically like our 1040. The 990 is the income tax filing for foundations. So Guidestar gives us free access to the 990 for that agency. So I'm going to pull this up. Now, all of this is completely available, free and public online. I'm not going to go through all the details about this, but for our purposes, we go through and we're looking for page 11. It generally starts on page 11 of a 990, at least for 2015. We look for the amount of money that they give. So we have 3 grants, summer camp, focus on the family, and a ministry and they're 10,500 and 50,000. It's not a slam dunk, but certainly a $5,000 request is within keeping of what this particular foundation does. So certainly we can make that call confidently as we approach the Live the Kalshima Foundation to help fund our basketball camp, that we're asking for an appropriate amount based on their 990, or at least asking in the right place. So the other foundation that we were looking at as a possibility was the Gardner and Joan G. Heydrich Foundation. Now, this database is very picky about periods and things like that, so we may have to mess around to see if we can find it, but let's check. There it is. It pops up right there as well. So we, again, have this information, and sometimes they'll have more information here, sometimes it won't, but certainly we find out it's a foundation, as we already knew. We pull, they've already filed their taxes from last year, so that's good. They're ahead of the curve. And we go down to page 11, and we see UT Austin, Charlotte, North Carolina, Southwest Christian Fund, Charlotte, 1250, UT Austin, Climb to End Alzheimer's. Now, there is only one grant over $1,000, and that was $10,000 given to the scholarship fund at UT. So I'm looking at this. I'll keep on going. I've got a couple others as well. But notice these are really small dollar amounts, smaller than the amount that we're looking for. So if we have the time, we want to go ahead and put in a call to the Heydrich Foundation just in case. But you can see that this is probably not a good fit. $5,000, they've only got one grant over $1,200, and that was to a scholarship fund. So, John Sakeno. But anyway, you get the idea, and that was the whole purpose of this conversation, was for you to recall, one, that you need to find out what a usual or appropriate dollar amount is that a foundation gives for its gifts, and you need to have that information before you make that phone call or email to approach them. So, thanks for your time. Good luck, and keep working on those projects. Thanks.